startups and SMEs. And the team members are Mario Guzini and Mario Nicodemos, Marcos Alfredo, and myself, Eugenio Sarmiento. I will start giving you an overview of everything that we are going to say today. And we'll start with the introduction. I'll talk about SMEs and the importance of SMEs in our economy. Then we'll talk about the funding gap. What are the obstacles that companies face to obtain financing for their projects? And we also will emphasize in the middle. Then we'll talk about sources of funding, mainly equity and debt financing. And we'll have, we also have a part talking about solving the gap. We'll have two major views, that is a research, a collateral approach, and we also have a viability approach. Funding the gap for SMEs, in Angola. We have an overview of what's happening here in our country in financing this kind of enterprise, and finally we will have the conclusion. So I hope the presentation. In introduction, startups and SMEs have a very important role in our economy and help to diversify the economy of our country. We know that government cannot employ everyone, and therefore we need the private sector to step up and to create jobs. We have some points that we think that are critical that can help our companies, our startups and SMEs to be more competitive in the global world, such as policies in taxes and interest rates for this kind of enterprises. We also believe that the government can provide also a good infrastructure in like internet or cloud computing, giving also resources to our companies to have a competitive edge in the world stage. Education is also very important. We believe that people can go out of the university and have initiatives to start their own business, and financing these good projects and these good ideas is a very important step to increase our GDP and to job creation. Innovation and creativity is also a very important step, because I believe no company wants to be like Nokia or Kodak, and therefore we believe that innovation and creativity is very important for SMEs. We will continue our presentation. And we'll talk about the funding gap. And I'll give the word to my honorable colleague, Mario Guzini.
Well, good afternoon, dear members of the audience. Despite the role played by SMEs and startup, which was mentioned previously by my colleague on the slide before, they still face a lot of obstacles. And one of them, which is the main one, is funding. And in situation of funding, we are also in a situation of funding gap. And according to OCDE, is the difficulties mainly by SMEs in obtaining financing in the formal sector. If they have enough means and enough access, they would make a much better contribution to the economy, as you know already, the important role. And then within the funding realm, it's important to note that there are main three reasons for the obstacles. Number one, high administrative costs. What we mean with that? We mean that the fees in open credit for SME is pretty high, and also the interest rates charged by commercial lenders is pretty high, and often these demotivate SMEs to obtain funding, mainly from the commercial lenders. Secondly, lack of collateral requirements. So usually when the companies go to the There is a lot of demand in terms of guarantees and other type of collateral, which many startups and SMEs are unable to match. So this factor can be related with institutional factors, like limited protection, at which by law, some creditors who invested may not be protected, perhaps, maybe one of the reasons for the high request for collaterals. And lastly, information asymmetries. What is that information asymmetries? Information asymmetries are the mismatch between lenders and borrowers in terms of information. Usually SMEs, most of the developing countries, they don't have a lot of information available. It makes it so that information is symmetric, and sometimes they can have the power of information over a lender or vice versa. Well, continue on the next slide. With the funding gap, we have now the missing middle. What do we mean with missing middle? Well, the following graph shows that the missing middle is the situation at which SMEs are, as you can see in the graph. Usually they are in disadvantage if we compare to large companies and micro enterprises. What is the reason? The reason is, for instance, in the side of large companies, they are well established in the market with a good market share, and also some of them, they are listed and they have many ways to obtain funding. And the banks, as they have very conservative lending, they feel much more comfortable to lend to these big companies. And on micro enterprises, usually they obtain loans at the max at $5,000 and $10,000, at which a micro finance institution, they feel comfortable to lend given the return that they can offer by charging very high interest rates. So therefore, SMEs are starting to miss the middle. They're not able to obtain the funds from microfinance institutions because the money to start is very low, $10,000, which is not enough. And to get from the commercial lending, given their conservative approach, it is very difficult for these lenders to give the support to SMEs and startups. Right now, here my colleague, Mr. Marcus, is going to explain the rest.
All right, thank you. Now, the question mark rises up, where and how to finance the project.